All right, so this is a good one right here. So I'm gonna give y'all 10 signs and traits of a broke person or somebody that's fake rich. Number one is bad communication. Broke people are notoriously bad communicators. They text late. They may respond to your phone calls very late. They ghost you. Y'all may have been talking, then they just disappear out the blue, and they're not direct with their communication. Wealthy people and people with money, they're very direct with their communication style. There's no beating around the bush or no real small talk. They gonna get straight to what they want to say. And they like to get things done as soon as possible. So their communication style is very responsive. It's very quick. They're not waiting hours and days unless they're busy, unless they're truly doing something. Their communication might be a little delayed, but typically speaking, it's very fast. The second one is low energy. Broke people, and this is generally speaking, are usually tired a lot. They're very lethargic. They sleeping all the time. And wealthy people are very, very high energy. Even the ones that are older, the ones that 60, 70 plus, they got more energy than most 20-year-olds. The third one is flashy. And this is an obvious one. Most people, they're already aware of this one. But many times broke people or fake rich people are more concerned with looking rich than actually being rich. So they spend all their money on designer clothes, very flashy jewelry. They get the supercars. So like I said, so they look rich because they know the average person is going to see those things and think, oh, that's a rich person. When the reality is only entertainers move like that. Real people with money that's not entertainers, I should say, they not spending all their money on those things because that's not how they got their money in the first place. And they don't care whether people believe they wealthy or not. They just don't give a damn. I'm going to give y'all a quick example of that too. I was in the DFW area at a five-star hotel, and I met the developer of the hotel. He was an older guy, and we had a conversation, and then he started introducing me to other people that was in the hotel. We was like in the bar area of the hotel, and this was midday. And then in the middle of the conversation, after he introduced me to everybody, he was like, there are 4 billionaires in this room right now. And I just turned around, I looked around to see if I would notice or know any of them. And they were all very unassuming, regular looking people. If they walked down the street, you would have no idea who these people were. They had on regular jeans or a blazer, regular t-shirt, just looked like everyday people. So anytime you see somebody that's super flashy with their material things, or they always talking about how much money they make or made, it's a 90% chance that person is broke and they capping. A lot of people like to say wealth is quiet, and to a degree, I agree with that. But I would prefer to say that real wealth is subtle or modest. Most people with real money, they are very unassuming. You won't know they have money by just looking at them. And broke people, because they don't have money and they want people to believe they have money, they're a lot more flashy and not modest at all. The fourth one is vices. Everybody got vices. And if you're not doing your vices to the highest extent, that means you probably broke. People with money, they do their vices on the highest level. If they into art, they're going to have the most lavish, dopest art pieces in their home. If they into golf, they're going to have access to the dopest golf lounges and clubs, and they probably going to be playing golf every single day. If they into cars, they're going to have all type of vehicles, and they're going to have knowledge on these cars. If they into drinking, they're going to have an abundance of some of the best alcohol you can find. If they like sports, they probably going to be courtside at every single game. Y'all get the point. Every single person in the world got a vice. And like I said, when you got excess capital, you got the resources to do your vices to the highest extent. So if they don't have a vice that they not doing in abundance, the odds are they probably broke. The fifth one is bad health and or out of shape. And this is generally speaking. Obviously, this is not 100% of the time. But most of the time, broke people are usually out of shape. They don't work out on a regular basis. They don't take their vitamins, and they never go to the doctor. Most wealthy people, especially those that's under the age of 55, I could say, they work out all the time. They taking vitamins, energy boosters. They getting testosterone shots. A lot of people don't know this, but people with money, they invest a lot into their health, and they invest a lot into maintaining and keeping their energy at high levels. And broke people typically don't do that, which is why a lot of them are very low energy. The sixth one is network or friend circle. Broke people usually only hang around other broke people. They don't know people that could do favors for them and get things done at a quick pace. They don't personally know people that's doing things on a high level. People with money and resources know other people with money and resources. And they lean on each other for advice, favors, connections. So if you don't know anyone personally that's successful that you can call and communicate with or ask for a favor, you probably broke. The seventh one is no personal assistant. Now, this doesn't apply to all wealthy people, but most wealthy people, specifically those that are under the age of 55, they have a personal assistant. And I'm not talking about a virtual assistant that's somewhere overseas getting paid $1 to $2 an hour. I'm talking about a real assistant that's on salary making anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 annually that they're with personally all the time. And like I said, this isn't 100% of the time, but if they're still working and they're under the age of 55, there's a high probability they're going to have a personal assistant. And if they don't, they probably not who you think they are. The eighth one is a sloppy schedule or no schedule. Broke people in most cases are just going with the flow. You ask them what they doing tomorrow, they'll be like, I don't know. Ask them what they doing at 2 p.m., they probably gonna say, nothing. Why? And people with money, they do not move like that. They have a very organized and planned schedule. They know exactly what they're doing today at 5 o'clock. They know what they're gonna be doing next week. Their times is not in limbo. Everything is methodically planned. And they use calendar invites or calendars to see everything that they got going on and when it's going on. The ninth one is avoiding money conversations. Broke people usually do not want to talk about money. They don't want to talk about budgeting or even look at their bank accounts. People with money aren't afraid of money conversations. They don't run from talking about their budget or looking at their accounts or talking about ideas of business and money ideas. They run to those conversations. They don't run from it. And the 10th one, and this could be the biggest one, and it's gossip. Broke people love to gossip. They love talking about other people, what they doing, what they not doing, what they got, what they don't got. And they love down talking others to make themselves feel better about their own lives. And people with money, they don't really do this. I've never been around a wealthy person and the conversation was centered around other people. People with money talk about what they're doing or what they're planning to do. They talk about ideas, business, their families. Wealthy people love to talk about their families. They take a lot of pride in their family. But it's never about what other people are doing, especially when it comes to down talking them. That is a broke person trait. So these are the 10 traits or signs that someone is